Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. On June the 12th, which is Russia's Day, I might be attaching some clips to the second part of this video from the places to show you how they are decorated with Russian flags. Actually, I just found this is very beautiful here. You see those two angels? Isn't it beautiful? Anyway guys, today I have three articles, three topics I will be bringing to you, all of which are connected with money. And before I start with this, I just want to say something. This might be very strange for you to hear it from me, but I just want to ask you, would you rather prefer me to sell t-shirts and hoodies and other products? And why I'm saying this is because I look at the audience that I have, that is the most incredible audience. And on average, my videos watch about 7, 6, 10,000, sometimes more people, which is a lot. On average, I have between 1 to 2,000 likes, sometimes more than that. And then I just check the reports from the book that I put out, and it looks like 101 people purchased the book. So I am asking here myself a question. If you are not the type of the audience who actually is interested in books, who prefers different products, because in my opinion, and nothing wrong with other products, but in my opinion, I feel like when you create art, if it's a book or a painting or something that generates a certain deeper emotional state than fashion, for example, or other things, that stays with you, in your soul. It stays with you longer or forever. So I know this might sound strange, but I just want to figure out what is the cause of 100 people, 101, purchasing the book, which is, I'm so grateful guys, don't get me wrong, but I'm really asking a very genuine, sincere question here. Is it because you are not interested at all in the books? Or, you don't have children, or there's, other reason? Please let me know. I would like to know, because that is my product, this is my art. Gorgeous, no? And I would like to know it for the future, because to be honest, I don't really feel like I want to create t-shirts and hoodies, because that's not who I am, unless maybe in the near future or further future, distant future, I will have some clothing line that has some style to it. Yeah. So, strange beginning of the video, and I know it's windy, so I apologize for the sound if it's not clear. But I would really appreciate your feedback on this. And then, if you're still on the fence with this book, just give it a try. I actually have two previous books with me, so maybe before I end this recording, I will show you. Those of you who have those 101 who purchased, you might actually like to get as well. I am on a very, very cool street that will take me to the park, I hope. It is on the other side. So now let's get into the situation with money. The first thing is about how the mafia makes money during the war. Smuggling from Ukraine is on the rise. This is the title of the article. And of course this is about mafia in Poland. It doesn't have to be Polish, right? The situation with Poland and Ukraine, with the border, and how the money is being made. So it looks like, I will read you this while I'm walking, and then we get to the park and I read you the much longer article. Oh, fantastic! I found a place to sit down. So just bear with me, because this is very interesting, and we all know what has been going on with all those weapons. Oh, I don't think I can enter it actually. Looks like I cannot enter it. Here I can. The other side, you see? Perfect. This looks like a lovely place. Okay, so it says over the past year, smuggling from Ukraine to Poland has increased significantly. Weapons, ammunition, and vehicles entered our country, Poland, illegally. Organized criminal groups are reviving. Over the past year, smuggling from Ukraine to Poland included false documents, mainly residence, and driving documents as well. Actually, just a side note here, this has been going on, guys, for some time. On Maciej Maciak's channel, he reported so many times about those fake driving license that has been circulating in Poland, and why Polish government is not reacting to it. But anyway, let's continue with this article. Those documents has increased, and in 2022 there was also an increase in smuggling of ammunition, weapons, drugs, and vehicles, while reducing contraband of other goods, for example, currency. Fake driving licenses are used by the so-called couriers who smuggle migrants to Western Europe. Again, side note from me, maybe we should talk about human trafficking here, right? Just saying. Organized crime. Arms smuggling from Ukraine is on the rise. This is the second part of this article. According to the data of the border guard, one sec, flip the page, and then we go to a cool place there. Smuggling of cars as well as weapons and ammunition has increased, guys, 50%. 50%. There you have it. Just want to show you a little bit of this place, which I have not seen before. It's some cool place to have a coffee. Okay. It's a very nice area, so bear with me. See some decorations here. Oh, this is a little sign. I don't know if the music is allowed. You have a fountain and some decoration there. Okay, let me check how can I get out, because I think this will be copyrights. Now, let's talk about another money subject. So we already know the business goes on, major business with smuggling. Now we have very, very disturbing stuff that finally Polish media is reporting on. You remember, actually, I was in Dubai, I think. That was the one video I put out from Dubai. I was telling you about this Ukrainian woman who was advising her Ukrainian people how to get pension in Poland. You remember that? I hope you do. There was a video. Maybe I can put down below. Her name was Helena, I think, and she got like a very, very, like her video on TikTok went viral because of that. Everything, of course, it was legally. She was just showing what steps to take to get the pension in Poland after, was it like 1 week of work or something like that? Well, it looks like it's actually even easier than this. You don't even have to work 1 week. There's some understanding from this. Because pensions for Ukrainians. Let me read you this. Pensions for Ukrainians, one contribution to the Polish insurance place. We call it ZUS. One contribution is enough to receive a Polish benefit. Can you imagine, guys? So let me read you. One contribution is enough for a citizen of Ukraine or Belarus to get a Polish minimum pension. Agreements with these countries have opened the field for abuse. More and more Ukrainians and Belarusian citizens are receiving Polish pensions. They are guaranteed by two special social security agreements signed by Polish government with those countries. The first with Ukraine was in 2012 during the previous PO and PiS government, Platforma Obywatelska Law and Justice government, and the second with Belarus in 2022. Citizens of Ukraine and Belarus constitute the largest groups of immigrant workers in our country, in Poland. According to the data, in 7 years, the number of Ukrainians insured by ZUS, by this Polish insurance place, official place, increased sevenfold. 7 times. The agreements that Poland has signed them only with 12 countries give the same rights to give them the same rights as EU citizens. Under these regulations, it is possible to recognize periods of insurance in the other country. There is no minimum period. One contribution is enough. Therefore, if someone worked in Poland and Ukraine, he can receive 2 pensions from Polish ZUS and from the Ukrainian insurance institution. However, it must meet the conditions for the granting these benefits. In Poland, the regulations are liberal and benefits are paid 1 contribution at a time. Why liberal? Acquiring the right to a pension from the so-called old pension system in accordance with the Polish-Ukrainian agreement required having at least 1 year of insurance in Poland. On the other hand, the new system does not specify a minimum insurance period, so paying 1 contribution is enough to get the benefit. In practice, it looks like a Belarusian or Ukrainian who worked at home but came to Poland and is of a retirement age, which is 60 years for women and 65 years for men, can count on the fact that ZUS will pay the difference from his pension of the minimum pension in Poland. From March this year, 2023, it was 1,588 zloty, which is below $400. This is the minimum, right? In Poland, below $400 monthly pension. The difference is significant because the minimum pension in Ukraine was only, wait, let me find it, 1,854 hryvnia, which is 283 zloty. So the average is about 500 zloty in Ukraine. Okay, which, let me just break it down. You have over 1,500 zloty per month, the minimum pension for Polish, right? That's in Poland. Let's say the minimum pension in Ukraine is 500 zloty. So they just sign up in Poland and they have 3 times as much after just making 1 contribution. So please tell me, there are people who spend their entire lives paying those benefits, paying those monthly fees, whatever it is, all those legal deductions they have to pay, to when they are 60 or 65 years old, finally get their peanuts, which is like below $400 after all those years they have been working. They spent, I just use my father again as an example because I know how many years he was working and how hard he was working. And It just, I cannot, guys. I cannot explain this. Like, to me, this is, what are they doing? So many people in Poland, older people, you can see they are struggling so much, and this is the problem, you know, the society pushes them aside. You see this, like, you know, even like when they walk on the streets, and just breaks your heart looking at those people. Me personally, even though I wrote books for children, okay, and I care about children, but there are two, I say things, they are not things, but let's say things. There are two things that really moved my heart, touched my heart very deeply. When I see the suffering of animals, and I see older people who are not as strong as they used to be in their young age, and who are having challenge in life, and very often being just by themselves, alone, with no support. It just breaks my heart, it really does. So imagine the scale of this, how much money will be spent on accommodating those retirees from other countries, when the citizens of Poland, who spent majority of their life, the biggest part of their life, pretty much most of their life, working, paying taxes, have freaking peanuts. And what is this below $400 per month pension? It's a joke, right? It's a joke. What is it? What kind of money is this? That's what you deserve after all those years? 1,588, this is the minimum. And let me just tell you, in all honesty, there are people who actually make less than that. They get less than that. Now I found a place to sit down because I have a long article to read you. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sit down here just because that's convenient. I'm gonna read you this. From the bottom to the top. So we have the elderly, the retirees. And now I just came across this article. I'm not gonna read the whole thing to you on all the numbers, but I will read a big portion of it to give you the contrast. So, Millionaires Club 2023. Almost $500 million for 90 people of good change. Humility, work, moderation, prudence in action and responsibility, these values according to the declaration from the expose of Prime Minister Beata Szydło in 2015, by the way, just after the Maidan in Ukraine, were to guide people from the good change camp. You don't go to politics for money, Jarosław Kaczyński added 3 years later. You know who is Jarosław Kaczyński, Law and Justice leader. After another 3 years, however, Kaczynski admitted that his camp had a problem. This is the syndrome of fat cats, reluctance to work, the desire to fight only for various positions. This is, ladies and gentlemen, nepotism, he said during the Law and Justice Convention in 2021. So let's talk about the syndrome now, because the syndrome affected, among others, state-owned companies which for the last 8 years have been staffed with multitudes of party nominees. At the time, a club of millionaires and multimillionaires was created among the ruling camp who earned money by sitting on the boards of these companies. 19 companies, 152 people of good change. It is impossible to enumerate all the people of the good change who since 2015 have been placed on the boards of over 400 companies with direct state participation, thousands of their subordinates and granddaughters, and a huge number of companies owned by various state institutions. Wirtualna Polska, this is the platform I got this article from. You have the link in the description box. Wirtualna Polska for the second time analyzed the reports of 19 companies listed on the Warsaw Stock Exchange, whose shareholder is the state treasury. We checked who in the years of 2016 to 2022 held positions in their authorities and how much people associated with the ruling camp earned in them. In the authorities of these corporations, we found as many as 152 people directly or indirectly connected with the ruling camp. Party activists, people generously supporting law and justice financially, peace financially, and functioning for a long time in the orbit of this party. Let's continue, guys, because we got some numbers here and names, as well as friends and associates of leading politicians of the ruling camp. So here we have the names of this millionaire club. Jarosław Kaczyński, Mateusz Morawiecki, Andrzej Duda, Jacek Sasin, Zbigniew Ziobro, Mariusz Błaszczak, the mysterious racket, Antoni Macierewicz and Mariusz Kamiński, and trusted people of politicians, manager Daniel Obajtek. So the career model of many of those people is similar. During the previous Law and Justice government, political appointments to state authorities of institutions and smaller state-owned companies. During the Platforma Obywatelska and Law and Justice government, supervisory boards and companies belonging to local governments in which Law and Justice ruled. And finally, after the victory of Law and Justice in the 2015 elections, already with the experience in business, energy sector or any other industry in the resume, promotions to the authorities of increasingly larger state-owned companies. There are also those who until the 2015 were not associated with Law and Justice, but when they took up functions in corporations with the participation of the state, they began to implement the policy of Jarosław Kaczyński party there, and to pay gigantic amounts of money to election campaigns and current activities of Law and Justice, thus contributing to the extension of the party's rule and thus ensuring the continuation of jobs in companies. So here a few numbers and then you can read the rest. 90 people, up to 455 million salary. These 152 people, listed companies, paid a total of 437 million in remuneration during the rule of Law and Justice Party. There you have it, everyone. That's how they do it, huh? That's how they do it. That's all they care about, just themselves. And then you have the older people who are getting below $400 monthly. So this is my news for you today. It's a little bit longer video, I can see the recording now. I hope you don't mind, and just shows you, you know, they really don't care at all, and if people still believe that they have their interest at heart, time to smell the coffee and wake up, because it's not gonna change. And also, now when they are doing those campaigns, so I mean, they're kind of already campaigning, like, you know, for the next election, they are trying to, funny, you know, you look at Morawiecki now, he's going to those small cities, they bring people in those buses, like his audience, so the audience to clap very often comes in those buses, or they gather the employees for some places, probably afraid to not to participate, not to lose the job. Beautiful buildings, by the way. And then I look at him, I'm like, he rolls the sleeves, the psychological aspect of campaigning, right? Like when you have your shirt and you roll the sleeve, it looks like you are a hard worker. You don't look like you're from Wall Street. You don't look like Wall Street puppet, right? You just roll the sleeves so you look like the hard-working citizen. Anyway, guys, I will end this video here. If I attach the links, I don't know yet, maybe. I mean, I touch the links, but if I touch another clips with the flags, then you can see some more. But if not, I'm sure those flags will be here tomorrow as well. It's a beautiful day. I wish everyone a great week, because today we have Monday. Let's not forget, I'm losing track sometimes. And I see you in another video. One more time, I will ask you to join me on Locals, because lately the more I talk about it, the more I'm thinking, you never know. So join me on Locals and follow me on Instagram, because on Instagram actually I show you much more of Moscow and in the stories as well. And if you didn't mind this conversation today about my book and giving you those news, hit that like. It's free of charge, helps my channel, and I appreciate it. Lots of love everyone, and I see you tomorrow in another video. Bye guys!